Hello, kia ora, g'day. I'm Philip Duncan from WeatherWatchTV on YouTube with your Australia-only forecast for the next week ahead and, of course, the weekend. Let's kick off with the current temperatures around Australia along with the satellite map. Also, I put, a few of you don't know what I'm saying when I'm saying kia ora, which is hello in Māori. There are 500,000 New Zealanders living in Australia, more than the population of Canberra. So that's the reason why we're talking to some of our New Zealand viewers as well. Look at the temperatures today. This is what it was when we recorded, basically around sunrise for those of you on the East Coast. It's hard to read all the numbers, but you don't really have to read them all to make sense of it, because what I find the most interesting is the East Coast. So you start right up here, the most northern part of Australia, 25, 26 degrees around about the time the sun was coming up. You drop down the coastline, it gets down to around 20 degrees. You get down to Brisbane, you're getting down to sort of 18, 19 degrees, and the numbers just keep dropping and dropping and dropping as you go all the way down to parts of Victoria and near the ACT, which were -8 and -7 this morning, -1s and 2s around parts of Tasmania, certainly higher up, 8s and 9s in coastal areas, and a similar story around Western Australia. So just an interesting set of temperatures, a lot of cloud moving through Queensland with some showers and some more showers coming into the west coast. Here are the wind gusts from this morning. Again, it's the central eastern coastline that's seeing some of the strongest gusts, some of those just getting up to gale force around the northern rivers and the higher areas, and also some parts of the southeast corner of Queensland, 70 kilometre an hour winds. So gusty there, but for many other places, the winds aren't too bad. Still a bit windy though around parts of South Australia and Western Australia. And the other map I've got showing you 24-hour rainfall shows some of those showers moving out to the east have been building up a bit, getting close to 40 millimetres for some of you. Elsewhere though, not a lot of rain. One location there in Queensland getting a decent downpour up to 60 millimetres this morning. We do have a few thunderstorms here and there as that all moves eastwards, and thunderstorm up here in the Northern Territory dropping 29 millimetres. All right, let's get into the actual forecast. So the air pressure as we go on towards this evening, high pressure, that is moving through into the Tasmania area. Now, a little windy, as we just mentioned, around the South Australia region because you're on the edge of that high pressure zone, and similar story around Queensland, windier conditions all around the outer edges. When you have a very powerful high, sometimes the windiest weather is right around the outer edges of it. That's where you run into low pressure, so the air pressure gradient gets steeper. So it's quite normal when you've got a powerful high that it's windy right around the edges, and that's what we're seeing this morning and going into the end of today. So here's the thunderstorm risk. Got a few thunderstorms around over the weekend. The first next wave comes in tonight for Western Australia. It's a moderate risk, but there might be chance of a severe thunderstorm in there as well. And remember, this is moving eastwards inland. Not everyone in that box has a thunderstorm, but that's where the highest risk is of downpours and the thunder risk as well. As you go through to 4 o'clock Saturday morning Eastern time, more of those showers moving out to the east. So around Rockhampton to Emerald, you might get a few thunderstorms tracking through, and a few north and south of that as well. But for the most part, it is starting to fall apart. So here is the Saturday PM risk box. So look, those thunderstorms are hit and miss, but you've also got downpours in there. Doesn't have to have thunder with it. So you're seeing those even coming down into parts of New South Wales. The easterly winds carry on, so cloud and showers for much of Eastern Australia, although the far north of Queensland not looking as bad. Dry for the Northern Territory, dry for a large portion of Western Australia. But there is that next cold front. That brings in the thunderstorm risk, the heavy showers, as we go through tonight and then obviously through Saturday. And ahead of that, on more the Kalgoorlie-Esperance side, northerly winds blowing through. And around South Australia, you've also got some shower risks in there. Not a lot, but there are a few showers, again, coming back into some of those dry areas further up along the eastern side of you. Victoria's dry, the ACT is dry, Tasmania mostly dry, although you may get a few light showers around Tassie. Thunderstorm risk going into Sunday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. This narrow line of thunderstorms or just showers. There just may be some showers that are heavy in that line. It is moving slowly inland as the sun rises. It should be further out around Kalgoorlie as the day goes on and moves out towards the inland parts of Australia, where it then pretty much falls apart. It's sort of losing its energy as it moves inland. So on Sunday, that is the risk box. This is right at the lower end of the risk scale, so don't get too worried. But it just means in that line there, you can see the chance of a few thunderstorms or heavy downpours and a cold change just in the very, very southwest. bit wintry for you as that comes on through, but it's not wintry in South Australia, not with northerlies blowing through. Again, some further showers, which will be very welcome, especially if they can get a little bit heavier as the day goes on. There is that chance that you could get that. Still a few showers around Queensland. They also might be heavy here and there, but it's not overly widespread and it won't, for the most part, add up to much. And the showers carry on, sorry to say, for the eastern side of New South Wales. It's getting a bit repetitive for you and a bit of spillover coming down into Tasmania, but not very much. But high pressure is moving out to the Tasman, which means this weather to the west is moving along to the east. So on the Monday setup, zooming right out because there's not really a lot going on. We've got a few showers in Western Australia, a couple of isolated thunderstorms there, a couple of showers around Queensland with a breezy northeasterly wind. High pressure is moving off towards New Zealand, so those northerlies are now coming in across Victoria and Tasmania. Not very much happening in the ACT, certainly not much happening in the Northern Territory, very quiet there. But the low pressure in the Southern Ocean is getting closer to Australia and in particular South Australia. So as we go to Tuesday, despite this being high pressure that's growing around South Australia, the southerly portion around it is feeding in, and that's why you might see some thunderstorms and some showers around as we go through into Tuesday from South Australia into Victoria's western side. Tasmania dry to begin with, showers build on the west coast as we go through the day, and the whole eastern side fairly dry, but there are showers around. So I say fairly dry because you look at the rainfall key for an entire day, some areas have less than 0.2 millimetres, so there won't be a lot necessarily falling, but the odd heavy shower could be possible in there. By Wednesday, Western Australia is back to dry again everywhere with a northerly breeze lifting up your temperatures. Dry in the Northern Territory with easterlies blowing through. Dry for the most part in South Australia, a couple of little scrappy showers left behind. Air pressure lifting up to about 10-30 hectopascals. We've still got showers on the colder eastern side of that high pressure centre. So Victoria, maybe spilling over a little bit into New South Wales, getting a couple of showers. Similar story around Tassie. And the showers along New South Wales coastline falls apart to some degree on Wednesday. Dry weather returning around the Sydney region. And further into Queensland, now we see once again a few more showers inland, perhaps a thunderstorm or two. It's not very widespread in the sense of the heavy stuff, but just a couple of showers there, coastal and inland. And we go through to Thursday of next week. The next burst of severe weather comes in to the southwest corner of Western Australia. Thunderstorm risk again. Squally showers in there, and again those showers go right up to the central western coastline. Ahead of it, warm nor'westers blowing through into South Australia, coming into Tasmania, and perhaps by the end of Thursday starting to develop around Victoria. But elsewhere along the whole eastern side, apart from these sort of pesky showers, because they're not for everybody all the time, but we do see these showers here and there around the place, so it's worth monitoring them and where they might go. But really, it's a fairly dry forecast, high pressure dominating New South Wales over the top of the ACT, most of Victoria as well, as we get towards the later part of next week. And that's all from me. Just a programming note for next week. Actually, some good news. We've decided that we're going to continue doing these daily Australian videos. So no longer a trial, it's part of what we do now. So please do share the videos with your friends and family. The more people that know about us, the more content we can create, which is fun. The other side of things is we've got a bit of a technical change in our studios next week. We're changing studios and where we edit things. Hopefully you won't even notice a thing, but there's a potential that the videos just might be a little bit later than usual, both for these Australian ones and maybe our New Zealand ones too, as we go through next week, as we just sort of get used to our new setup. But like I say, you probably won't notice much, if anything at all, but wanted to let you know just in case you wonder what's happening. Have a great weekend, enjoy the weather, whatever it is, and I'll see you again on Monday.